Have you ever really thought about it? What's the connection between the Delta blues and, say, rock and roll? Or what links modern hip-hop all the way back to the earliest spirituals? Well, it turns out there's this single, powerful, unbreakable thread that weaves through pretty much all of American popular music. And today, we're gonna follow that thread, all the way from its beginning to the sounds that are all around us right now.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a bold statement that's really the heart of this entire story. The idea that every genre that is born from America has Black roots. This one idea, it's the key that unlocks the whole family tree of American music. And to see just how it all connects, well, we have to go way, way back. You know, every story has a beginning. And to understand this incredible musical tree, we have to find its seed. And here's the thing, that seed wasn't planted in America. Nope, it was carried across the Atlantic, deep in the minds and memories of enslaved people from West Africa. And we can get pretty specific here. A lot of these musical traditions trace back to the Sahel region. The music from there was, well, it was unique. It wasn't just about percussion, which is what a lot of people assume. There was a huge emphasis on stringed instruments and these beautiful, melodic solo singing styles. And this was also the home of the griot, a storyteller, historian, and musician all rolled into one. That tradition of telling stories through song, that would become absolutely fundamental to American music. Okay, so let's take an instrument that feels quintessentially American, the banjo, right? When you see a banjo, you probably think of bluegrass or maybe folk music coming out of the Appalachian Mountains. It's really become a symbol for a certain kind of Americana. But where did it actually come from? The answer is right here. The modern banjo didn't come from the mountains. It evolved directly from West African roots, like the Akonte. Enslaved Africans remembered how to build and play these instruments, making early versions out of things like gourds and animal skins. So yeah, the banjo isn't just an American icon, it's a profoundly African-American one. So now we follow that seed as it takes root in American soil. And under the absolutely brutal conditions of the American South, music became more than just a memory. It was forged into something totally new. It literally became a tool for survival. First, you get the spirituals, and these were so much more than just hymns. They were an affirmation of life itself, blending Christian ideas with African musical traditions. They were sung out in the fields, in secret meetings, and, get this, they often had coded messages hidden inside them. A song like Wade in the Water could actually be a literal instruction for someone escaping on the Underground Railroad. Then, after the Civil War and emancipation, a new, deeply personal sound starts to emerge. It was built to talk about a whole different kind of hardship. This was the blues. It was secular music born in juke joints and on front porches, telling stories about lost love, oppression, and just the harsh realities of life for Black Americans in the Jim Crow South. And when you look at them together, you can see that the spirituals and the blues are truly two sides of the same coin. One is sacred, the other secular. One is about collective hope for the next life, the other is about individual struggle in this one. But they are both flowing from the exact same source, the soul of the Black experience in America. Theologian James H. Cone just put it perfectly. He called the blues secular spirituals. And that one phrase, it just nails it. It cements that deep, unbreakable connection, showing how one way of expressing life evolved right into the next as the world changed for Black Americans. But this music did not stay put. As millions of African Americans moved north during the Great Migration, looking for better opportunities, they brought their music right along with them. And on that journey, in the loud, buzzing, electric cities, the music was about to transform itself, and in the process, transform all of America. You can see this entire transformation in the life of just one man. Down on a Mississippi plantation, he was a sharecropper named McKinley Morganfield, playing acoustic folk blues. He joins the Great Migration, heads up to Chicago, and there, to be heard over the noise of the city, he plugs his guitar into an amplifier, becomes the legendary Muddy Waters, and the sound of the blues was never, ever the same. Now, this new electrified urban blues, it wasn't just another sound. No, this was the solid trunk of the tree. And from this trunk, a whole explosion of new genres would grow. This is where that family tree really starts to branch out like crazy. I mean, just look at this incredible explosion of creativity. From the complex improvisations of jazz, to the smooth rhythms of R&B, to the rebellious energy of rock and roll. Then you get the deep emotion of soul, the raw groove of funk, and eventually the powerful storytelling of hip-hop.
Every single one is a direct descendant, carrying the DNA of the blues that came right before it. You can draw a straight line.
And you know, long before all the kings of rock and roll were crowned, there was its godmother, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I mean, think about this. A queer black woman fusing gospel singing with blistering, distorted electric guitar in the 1940s. Her hit from 1945, Strange Things Happening Every Day, is considered by a whole lot of people to be the very first rock and roll record, period.
So this makes the connection just crystal clear. Rhythm and blues was the direct parent of rock and roll. R&B gave it the beat, the song structures, the raw energy that white artists like Elvis Presley would then adapt, creating a more mainstream sound that completely took over the charts in the 1950s. And this story, it doesn't just end at America's borders, not even close. The branches of this incredible musical tree have now grown into this vast, global canopy of sound, influencing artists and cultures all over the planet. Seriously, think about it. So much of American pop culture, the slang we use, the styles we wear, the sounds we hear, it's all profoundly shaped by Black music. Hip-hop has become a global language for young people, from Seoul to Sao Paulo. And then you have these amazing genres like Nigerian Afrobeat, born when artists like Fela Kuti heard the funk and jazz of James Brown and fused it with their own musical traditions. It's become a worldwide feedback loop.
So I want to leave you with this thought. This history, it's not locked away in a museum somewhere. It's a living, breathing conversation that's happening right now, today. The next time you turn on the radio or hit play on a playlist, just listen. Listen for that unbreakable thread. What is this musical conversation telling us about our world today?
And hey, if you want to keep exploring this incredible history, we put this explainer together using a fantastic lesson plan from TruthTalk and the really comprehensive African American music entry on Wikipedia. They're both great places to start digging deeper. Thanks for watching, and keep listening.